Welcome, welcome. Waiting for more people to come on in. I'm streaming live like always on YouTube and YouTube and TikTok. Okay. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Well, today. All right. Happy Friday, TGIF. Y'all see, if you're watching me from TikTok, y'all see the topic today. Okay, I put the topic up today. Watch this live stream if your doctor has suggested a myomectomy. You need to be watching this live stream, okay? If you are watching from YouTube, you should see the topic as well. Watch this live stream if your doctor suggested a myomectomy, okay? And this is for women that have fibroids. If your doctor has suggested a myomectomy, your healthcare professional, whoever has suggested a myomectomy, we're going to break that down. What does that mean today? Okay. What that means, the risks, right? What problems what problems can it solve? What problems can't it solve? We're going to talk about that today because I did a live stream yesterday, and really good live stream yesterday. If you did not watch our live stream yesterday, watch it. It was really, it was so good. Really good live stream. We'll talk about shrinking fibroids, and the link, the replay for that, of course, is in the live stream section of my YouTube channel. And if you are watching me from TikTok, or you need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel, because I'm not going to be on TikTok forever. But it was a really good live stream, and a lot of women that came into the live stream told me that they had a myomectomy scheduled. They had the surgical procedure scheduled. They were about to have surgery next month. Even though they knew in their mind and their heart and souls that they wanted to do this journey naturally. They wanted to shrink their fibroids naturally, right? But a lot of women don't know how. A lot of women don't know where to start. And a lot of women are just being fed with gimmicks that they're reading online and not really being fed with the truth. So we're going to talk about that today. Watch this live. And as you guys are coming in, let me know where you guys are watching from. Watch this. If your doctor suggested a myomectomy, if you have fibroids, you're on the right live, okay? You found me for a reason, okay? So if I'm looking back and forth, I'm streaming live on TikTok and on YouTube. Okay, FYI. All right, come on in, ladies. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Okay, let me know if you're watching from. Again, if your doctor has suggested you go through surgery to get rid of fibroids, more than likely you're scared, more than likely you're nervous, more than likely you're trying to make a decision, you're overwhelmed, and you're trying to make a decision fast, and you're wondering whether is this something you should do. So we're gonna break that down, and put a 1 in the chat if that has happened. If your doctor has suggested a myomectomy, let me know in the chat. Okay, hold on. It's always the trolls on on YouTube. Let me know in the chat if your doctor has suggested a myomectomy, if your doctor has suggested you have surgery to get rid of your fibroids. Okay, if that is you, we're gonna break that down today. Okay, we're going to break that down today. All right. Hold on. Okay, welcome. If you're watching from YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button. We're talking about myomectomies today. Okay? So everybody's quiet today. I'm going to just keep going with the live. If you're watching me for the first time, hi and welcome, okay? Hi and welcome if you're watching me for the first time. Happy that you're here. If you're watching me, if you're returning, hi and welcome as well, okay? Happy that you're here, all right? Yes, like the video. If you're watching, thank you. Yes, click the thumbs up. Click the like button so more women can get on here. We're talking about fibroids today. We're talking about myomectomies today, okay? What you need to know before you schedule that myomectomy, okay? Because a lot of you guys on my live yesterday told me that you had a myomectomy scheduled. So you have to listen. If you're really signing up for that, you have to know what you're signing up for, okay? So we're going to talk about today. If you have fibroids, stick around. If you're watching me on YouTube, click the thumbs up button. Let me know where you guys are watching me from. And if you're here for the first time, hi and welcome. My name is Sasha. I am a holistic womb specialist. And what I do is I help women dissolve their fibroids and also to reverse chronic reproductive health conditions, okay? And I do that through my womb detoxification framework that targets the root cause of fibroids, of endometriosis, of adenomyosis, that deeply targets the root cause of these conditions. That is why I'm able to help women not just shrink their fibroids, completely eliminate their fibroids, dissolve their fibroids, right? Because I help women target the root cause of how the fibroids developed, okay? So that's extremely important because you cannot get rid of any problem unless you get to the root cause of the issue. I need you guys to understand and know that, especially when it comes to your body, your health. You cannot get rid of any health issue until you get to that root cause. Until you get to that root cause. Well, it's important for you to know and understand that, because a lot of times we're looking for a quick fix and we're not actually targeting the actual problem. Okay? So, for those that are just coming in, we're talking about myomectomy. You need to watch this live before you have a myomectomy so you can know the facts, okay? So a lot of you guys are being persuaded and bamboozled into having a myomectomy without really knowing what's really going on with your body, how the fibroids developed, and so on and so forth, okay? So when it comes to having a myomectomy, a lot of times it's a quick decision. A lot of women are making that decision based on fear, based on it's almost like a lot of women make that decision based on desperation, based on wanting to feel normal again, wanting to not, like, feeling as though the fibroid is the problem. So a lot of women make really really serious decision based off fear, based off feeling anxiety, based off a lot of these factors, right? Instead of actually based on the facts of what's really going on. So it's important that you know. So let's talk about what a myomectomy actually is, okay? I don't know what's going on YouTube and why am I getting people talking in different languages? Like, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click the thumbs up button, okay? YouTube, come on, get it together, okay? But, so I want to say this, right? Let's talk about what a myomectomy actually is. And if you're watching from TikTok, let me know in the chat. Have you ever heard of a myomectomy? Do you have fibroids? Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you have fibroids. Put a 2 in, if you're watching from TikTok, if you're watching from YouTube, put a 1 in the chat if you have fibroids. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of having a myomectomy in general, right? Because some women that have fibroids may have never heard of a myomectomy, okay? So I think most have, but some may not have. Okay, there's 1 and 1. Okay, thank you. Okay, you have fibroids. Okay, so I'm like, am I talking to women that have fibroids? Has the algorithm set me to randomness? I don't know what's going on. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know, giving me some feedback. I'm like, what's going on? Nobody's saying anything. Okay, can we also like the video? Tap on the screen so that we can get more women in here that have fibroids, that are that are confused about whether they should have a myomectomy or not. Sweet, loving, beautiful. You are doing a lot of good things. It is amazing and beautiful. Wish you great happiness in life. Wish you luck. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have thyroid issues. Okay, so let's talk about it. Thank you for the likes. Yes, thank you for the likes. Let's get the likes up. Okay, so let's talk about what a myomectomy actually is. What is a myomectomy? Okay, myomectomy is a surgery that actually removes fibroids. So you cut into your uterus, you remove the fibroids, but you keep your uterus. So a lot of women are attracted to a myomectomy because they get to keep their uterus. Also, for women that want to have children, women are told, and we're gonna talk about this, the fertility manipulation trap that they like to, doctors like to tell, coerce women into having myomectomies due to being fertile, because they market the myomectomy as, okay, you're gonna be able to have children, right? If we take out the fibroid. So there are different types of myomectomies. There's a laparoscopic myomectomy, which is the one with the incisions. And if you've had a myomectomy, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, YouTube. Let me know in the chat, TikTok. There's a laparoscopic. There's I always say this wrong, horoscopy, okay? I'm probably saying that wrong, but there's that where they go through the cervix to remove the fibroid. That one is when the fibroids are a lot smaller, right? A lot of people are not, they're not qualified to have that one. But typically it's the laparoscopic or the robotic surgery a lot of women have. Or there's the open myomectomy, right? Which tends to be the open abdominal myomectomy, which tends to be common with women that have the larger fibroids. So open myomectomy is the myomectomy that has the bigger incision, okay? It's common with women that have fibroids that are harder to reach, fibroids that are numerous fibroids. So let me know, and let me know in the chat, has your doctor told you that, listen, you have to have a myomectomy? Put a 1 in the chat. Has your doctor told you, listen, we have to get, Has your doctor coerced you into having a myomectomy? Has your doctor suggested that you have a myomectomy? Okay, that's the topic for today for the ones that are coming in. So, doctors, so you wouldn't recommend any? No, I wouldn't. And Juju, I'm gonna explain why. Okay, we have we have a one in the chat. Okay, great. I'm gonna explain why. This is so you're in the right live stream. Okay. Thank you, Nori. So doctors suggest, so when you have fibroids, right? They may not suggest it at first when you are diagnosed with fibroids. They may not suggest a myomectomy at first, right? But it tends to be once the fibroids start exhibiting symptoms, once the bleeding gets heavier, right? Once you're having fertility issues, once the symptoms get heavier, once you start dealing with pain, once you start dealing with what they call the fibroid belly. So once you start showing symptoms, they're gonna be like, okay, surgery, myomectomy, let's have a myomectomy. I did mine 4 months ago. Okay. So Pulane, you're in the right live stream. I'm happy that you're here. Please listen up. Please, because not only myomectomy, but hysterectomy. Okay, so you're in the right place. Okay. So doctors suggest this. And sometimes they do go straight to, let's just take it all out, right? Unfortunately, I'm 48 and I have no children. Okay. Ro, do you want children? Let me know. Do you want children? Is that something that you want? Okay. So a myomectomy is a physical removal procedure. They're removing the fibroid. They're keeping the uterus. However, the reason why I do not suggest you have a myomectomy, you know why? Because it does not change the internal environment. It does not get to the root cause of why you develop fibroids. It does not address that root cause. So you know what tends to still happen? You tend to develop fibroids after having surgery. Women almost always develop fibroids after having surgery. You still have the conditions in your body that actually cause the fibroid to develop. Okay, you want children. Okay, so it's important that you know that, right? So before you go and sign up to have a surgery, you have to ask yourself, am I okay with this surgery only taking out the fibroid, but not taking out actually what's causing the fibroid? Because if you have fibroids, your hormones are out of balance, your lymphatic system is congested, your liver is congested, is overloaded, overburdened, your elimination organs are overburdened, your body's not able to properly remove waste, like your body's sewage system is compromised. Our bodies are naturally made to detoxify itself every single day. So when we get in the way of that with, what is it called? With hormonal imbalances, with toxicity in the body, our body slows down removing waste. And then the waste just recirculates in the body, causing things like fibroids and other growths in the body, right? Causing heavier bleeding, causing horrible menstrual cycles, causing clots, and so on and so forth. So you have to understand that. So when you do this surgery, you're not getting to the root cause. I was bleeding nonstop. Okay. And that happens a lot of times with fibroids, the bleeding nonstop. That's very common with fibroids, unfortunately. But you know what? You don't have to go through surgery to get rid of that problem. I've had a woman that were bleeding for 2 years straight that came to me. I've had women that were bleeding for, one of them was 6 months straight. And I know that that's very scary when you're going through that. As somebody that went through that too. When I was dealing with fibroids, I went through that 3.5 months straight, bleeding every single day. It was very scary. And that was after having surgery. After having surgery. And then that's when I found out that I had another fibroid. And it was already 8 centimeters, very shortly after having a myomectomy. And guess what? This is when I buckled down, studied, researched, read, right? Worked under people to help completely dissolve the fibroid, eventually completely dissolve the fibroid naturally, because I wasn't going through surgery again. And one of my biggest regrets is actually having the surgery in the first place, because I did not know what I know now. But after doing this work for many years and helping women along this journey, I'm here to tell you surgery is not what you think. It's not. A lot of women look at surgery as a quick fix. Well, I don't want to say quick fix because you're going through lots of pain. You're going through a recovery process. But a lot of people look at, this is what's going to take my pain away. This is what's going to take my suffering away. But that's not true. It's temporary. It's a temporary relief. You have to understand and know surgery is a temporary relief until the fibroids come back again. Put a 1 in the chat if you've had surgery and your fibroids have come back. Almost every live stream I do, there's at least 1 or 2 people that has happened to. At least the ones that are, that actually can, so some of you guys just listen and that's okay. You don't say anything in the background, but I need you guys to understand you're creating, by having surgery, you're creating a repeating and reoccurring problem. And I don't know about you, but I don't like reoccurring problems. I was saying this yesterday. I don't like problems that are reoccurring. I like to get to the root cause of the problem and get rid of the problem. So if you are dealing with fibroids, if you are just having a surgery, if you're just going through a myomectomy, you're not actually dealing with the problem. This problem with the surgery is that it's not getting to the root cause of the problem, right? So when you're dealing with fibroids, you have to understand, happy Friday, welcome, 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 happy Friday. When you're dealing with fibroids, there's a deeper internal environment that you have to address. You saved my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How did I save your life? I'm curious. Thank you. I've had a lot of people say that to me. I appreciate that. Everything she is saying is so true. You saved my life. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Let me see if I can screenshot that. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. Okay. Here's the thing, ladies. Here's the thing. It's important that you know and understand that fibroids do not come out of the blue. They do not come out of the blue. A lot of women think that fibroids they just came. I don't know what happened. I just woke up and I was diagnosed with fibroids. I just woke up and the symptoms were, that's not the truth. That's not true. Right? So what happened? Thank you guys for the gift. Thank you, Shakima, for the gift. I appreciate that. What happened is that thank you so much. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. You went years, right? Your body was showing you signs for years. Your body was showing you signs, whether it was through your period. I was supposed to get 3 fibroids removed, but I followed all your instructions, no surgery. Woo! I love that. Let me screenshot that. I love it. Yes. Yes, Whitney. Yes, I know that's right. Yes, and we've had many testimonials like that. I love it. Listen, ladies. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for years. Okay? Whitney just said she followed my instructions, no surgery. Listen, we have to stop thinking that we have to go through something so drastic in order to get relief. You don't have to. You know how drastic that surgery is? It's a very invasive surgery. The healing process is no joke. Some of you guys in the chat may have had the surgery. The healing process is no joke. So when you make a decision, and I know that it comes from desperation a lot of times because you just want to feel better. You just want to feel like yourself again. You're tired of bleeding. You're tired of all of these. You're tired of all of these things. I get it. I totally understand. I totally get it, right? But here's the thing. What you have to understand is that if I do this the natural way, if I get to the root cause of the problem, the fibroids will dissolve and will shrink and dissolve. My symptoms will go away, right? I won't have to worry about developing fibroids again and again and again and again. I will actually have real freedom and I'll be healing my body at the same time. I was scheduled for the surgery, but canceled. That was God right there. That was God. It didn't feel right to proceed. You know what, Crystal? I'm going to commend you for listening to your intuition. You did something a lot of women don't do. A lot of women, this is why they come to my lives, they watch my content, but they still have the surgery scheduled. But something in them is telling them, don't go for surgery. There's another way. Something in them is, but some women, not all, will go against their better judgment, will go against their own intuition and have the surgery. And that's when a lot of times you guys regret that. I've had a lot of women that told me that, listen, I told them don't have surgery. Do this the natural way. They said, oh, I'm going to have the surgery. And then I'm going to do it the natural way. Those women have fibroids today. Those women have fibroids again today. So listen to your intuition. You are on my live for a reason. You're here for a reason. Somehow you were divinely placed here for a reason, right? I don't know why, but you're here. The algorithm placed you here. Maybe your friends share my live with you. I don't know how you got here, but you're here. Okay? So take heed to that. Don't sit there and be stubborn. And you can make any decision you want to make. But at the same time, does this decision benefit me in my womb? Does it benefit me in my future? My health improve overall? Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Yes, Whitney. Thank you for sharing that. I also have it. My doctor has recommended surgery, which I'm against. What do I do? Please, you're on the right life. You're on the right. I'm gonna talk about that. Okay. What if they're big? Same thing. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. Hold on, let me screenshot this. Uh-oh. What happened? Okay, sorry. TikTok, can you still hear me? It's not moving on TikTok. Okay, there we go. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me say this, right? If you have large fibroids, ladies, as somebody that used to have large fibroids, okay? If you have large fibroids, when you have surgery, if you're or you have multiple fibroids, I hate to say it, but you're prone to fibroids. So you know what that means? But here's the thing. This is somebody that used to have large fibroids too. Here's the thing. If you go through surgery, those fibroids are gonna grow back even faster. I'm telling you not what I think, what I know. Because your body developed a huge fibroid. What does that mean? We're kind of prone to fibroids. So what does that mean? That means that we have to really do the work to make sure that we don't, to get to the root cause of the problem. And because that means that we have a lot of toxicity in the body. The hormones are way out of balance. The body is deeply overloaded with waste. So that means that if you don't do the work, then those fibroids will come back real quick. Those of you that have large fibroids or you have multiple fibroids, it even happens faster, okay? It even happens faster, okay? So hold on, Whitney said, hold on, I don't know why TikTok does this. Okay, so she said, I had surgery to remove a cyst. My next cycle, the cyst was back. Yeah, that's how I had this. I'm telling you, that's when I found you. I'm happy you found me. I want children. Okay, so you're on the right live. Sure, I did the surgery earlier this year and they're back. Oh, you see? Hold on, let me pin this comment instead. But do you guys hear Cadell's comment? Y'all see Cadell's comment? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. She said, I did the surgery earlier this year and they're back. I did the surgery earlier this year and they're back. So if you guys read comments like that and they're very a lot of women have the same story. Why would you still have surgery? Why would you still plan to have surgery? They're going to come right back. I'm saying this I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. They will come right back. Okay? So you have to understand that when we're dealing with fibroids, our hormones are out of balance, right? Our body's in a state of stress, right? The cortisol is high because the hormones cannot be out of balance if that cortisol is not high. The insulin is dysregulated. Yes. I don't care what tests say. What is your body telling you? We're dealing with lots of inflammation in the body. The liver's overloaded. The body's filtration system, right, is off. It's not working efficiently, meaning that these organs need support because they're not being able to do their job efficiently. The lymphatic system is congested. You guys know how serious that is. Your lymphatic system being affected is no joke, right? People get cancer like that. Do you know that? I know your doctor's not going to tell you that, but this is the reality of life. And when you have fibroids, you are what is called estrogen dominant. Estrogen dominant. When a series of hormones are out of balance, a lot of women think that only refers to estrogen and progesterone, and no, it doesn't. It refers to the sex hormones too, but not solely the sex hormones. It refers to an array of hormones in the body, including cortisol and insulin. So what you have to understand is that your body, when you're estrogen dominant, the reason why it's so dangerous, right? Because when your body's estrogen dominant, not only can you develop other estrogen dominant conditions, and other estrogen dominant conditions can also include things like cancer, certain cancers, uterine cancer. You guys see uterine cancer is on the rise for women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Ovarian cancer, endometrial cancer, breast cancer. It's no joke. With just you getting your body out of an estrogen dominant state and reversing it, You're lowering your risk for certain types of cancer. I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I wrote a whole article like this, a whole article about this on my Substack on Sacred Womb Letters. If you want to check out that article, the link is in my bio. Subscribe to Sacred Womb Letters. If you want to subscribe to the article was how to prevent fibroids and endometriosis from turning into cancer. There's studies that show there's a link. I need you guys to understand cancer's on the rise. I'm not trying to scare you, but you have to understand the reality of the situation when you have these issues. Fibroids is not just a uterine problem. It's a full body problem. It's a full body issue. These are actual tumors. A lot of times we take them too lightly. And I'm going to tell you why we take them too lightly. Because we're taught as women, especially women in the U.S. especially, are taught not to value their wombs. I'm going to say that again. This is why it's so easy to convince women to have surgeries. It's so easy to convince women to have hysterectomies. They're told, even Western medicine will tell you, even Western medicine, they're taught under the umbrella of the uterus is a useless organ unless you're pregnant. And a lot of women adopt that line of thinking. This is why we allow men to do whatever. Don't get me started with that. A lot of women don't value their wombs. You see men, they're not going to allow their testicles to be taken away freely. They're not going to be allowed people to cut up and down. They're not going to allow that. But women will. Why? Because we have no value in our wombs. We don't understand that's our sacred feminine organ. You're going to allow somebody to just cut in there. If the womb is out of order, so is the entire body. If the womb is out of order, so is the woman. If the hormones are out of balance, you are out of balance. You are out of balance. Somewhere in your life, you're out of balance. Your body, your health is just a reflection of you. Do you know that? That's holistic health. This is why we work on, in my program, the whole woman. And in our 6-week womb healing experience, we work on the whole woman. In the Detoxify Your Womb program, we work on the whole woman. Because it's not just you take a supplement and that's it. No. So hold on. So don't have surgery to remove scar tissue? You're trying to remove scar tissue from, from where? I was going to do this, too desperate to get pregnant. Y'all are trying to remove scar tissue from your uterus, from past surgery? Why do you have scar tissue in the uterus? Is it past surgery? That's another thing I'm going to talk about, too. How these surgeries have implications. Because uterine scar tissue is real. They don't tell you that. And it actually causes some women to have struggle with getting pregnant. There was a woman I told you, I say this almost every live, that came to me that had 5 myomectomies. 5. Over the course of 12, 13 years. 5 myomectomies. 5. 5. And still had fibroids. Every time she removed the fibroids, they grew right back. Every single time. Every time she removed the fibroids, they grew right back. Every single time. And now her doctors are saying, well, your uterus is too weak to have a baby because, you have all this scar tissue. And now they're thinking that one of the fibroids may be cancer. It's a whole mess. And she wants to have children. She's on her 30s. 5 myomectomies. So that's what you set yourself up for when you keep having these surgeries, y'all. I had an abortion, so I have scar tissue now. Was that recently or okay? So scar tissue in the uterus. Okay, scar tissue in the uterus can be dissolved naturally. Can be dissolved naturally. When you're doing the work to heal your womb, when you do the work to not just heal your womb, but when you do the work to shrink and dissolve your fibroids, so does the scar tissue shrink and dissolve. I know that from personal experience and also experience from my clients. I had one client that had really bad scar tissue due to having surgery and due to having lots of endometriomas. She had lots of big blood-filled cysts. She had lots of fibroids. And she worked with me for 6 months in my Detoxify Your Womb program. And after 6 months of working with me, she went to the doctor about 2 months after that. She was when she did her checkup and ultrasound and all that stuff, she was deemed free of endometriosis, free of adenomyosis, and her large fibroids, that was very large, has shrunken significantly. And I'm sure by now they're gone. Okay, because that was January that she told me that. Okay, so okay, that can, when you're doing the work to rid your body of fibroids, the scar tissue can go. So you don't worry about the scar tissue. But if you are, I'm gonna just say this, if you are out here you're not doing this the natural way, then you have to worry about scar tissue. If you don't really know what you're doing, if you just out here trying whatever, you guys, because you guys will call natural holistic healing, you guys will call that taking an herb and taking a supplement and being done with it and not changing anything else. That's not healing the womb. That's not healing the womb. That's not womb healing. That's not womb healing. That's not getting to the root cause of the problem. Okay? So what do you do to get the balance back? You have to first address the foundational hormones, and you have to ask yourself, what did I do to get out of balance? Okay? Before you try to get in balance, because we do that, we ask that question because we want a quick fix. How did your body get out of balance? How did your body, because it didn't start yesterday, it didn't start today. How did your body get out of balance? Right? This is what I do with my clients. How did your body get out of clients? How often do you recommend ultrasounds to check fibroid status? Every 6 months? That's a great question. That's a really good question. I don't like to tell my clients when to get ultrasound because some people don't even want to do ultrasounds, right? It's a personal thing. But I do tell them when they do go, let me know what the results are. But most of my clients they want to see, of course they want to see it. They want to know where they stand. So most of my clients, yeah, absolutely, yes. So what would I recommend? If you have fibroids really bad, you can do it every 6 months. But after you've shrunk and dissolved your fibroids, once a year is fine. Or every other year. Even if you've shrunk and dissolved your fibroids, even every other year. And that's even if you want to go. Because at that point, it's really, you just have to maintain what you're doing. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. So it's important that you understand. So if we have fibroids, again, let me say that again. Surgery does not get to the root cause of the problem. If we have fibroids, there's a lot going on in our body. It's a full body issue. And we have to get to the root of that. No quick fix is going to help you do that. Your quick fixes are only going to help you chase your symptoms even more. They're not going to get to the root of why your body developed fibroids, and they're not going to help you shrink and dissolve your fibroids. So it's not just about going through the healing process. You got to know what you're doing. Get to the foundation. What were you doing for your body to develop tumors? They did not just come out of nowhere. And if you need help with shrinking and dissolving your tumors, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. And we're taking clients, I was going to close it up on the 19th, but I said I'm going to take clients because we're onboarding clients currently until Sunday. Sunday, we're closing it up because 6 weeks, in 6 weeks, the year's over. Okay, so if you're watching this and you want to work with me powerfully for 6 weeks, the rest of the year, the rest of 2025, to walk into 2026 with freedom, with your large fibroids have significantly shrunk and your smaller fibroids have dissolved, then be sure to check out our 6-week womb healing experience. We also help women completely restore their hormonal balance, completely reverse estrogen dominance, completely repair their periods. So if you have 7-day, we had a client that almost completely got rid of her fibroid belly in 4 weeks of working with me. Okay, so it's important that you know. Will the 6 weeks help reduce them for real? Yes. Look at our testimonials, Nori. Wow, this is impressive. Absolutely. I want you to look at our testimonials. As a matter of fact, I literally just posted a video of my client that was saying that her fibroid belly, she just started working with me 2 weeks ago in the 6-week womb healing experience. She was like saying that her fibroid belly, before she couldn't see, she was like, she couldn't see her feet, right? Because her belly was big because of the fibroid. She literally said, I can see my feet now. So I was like, your fibroid belly is going down? She was like, yes, like it's going down. So yes, your fibroids can shrink in 6 weeks. However, you have to, it's because my program, we target the actual fibroid. We target the root cause. We're not just over here playing around with herbs and playing around with teas, okay? How can I work with you? The link is in my bio. The 6-week womb healing experience. All the information about the 6-week womb healing experience is in my my bio. The link in my bio. If you're watching from YouTube, the 6-week womb healing experience, the link is in my description box. Okay. You got. I also have the detoxify your womb program. That's a higher level program though. Okay. But if you want information on that to work with me for 6 months or 3 months in this detoxify your womb program, the link is in my bio. Okay. Wait, did I miss the plantar help remove? Well, you did miss a lot. For those that did miss a lot, hey Marsh, yes, like, subscribe. If you're watching from YouTube, like and subscribe. If you be sure to get on our YouTube channel because I'm streaming from YouTube. The replay will be on YouTube, so you need to be on the YouTube channel as well. Everybody that's watching me from TikTok, go to the link in my bio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so you will have the replay. You have access to the replay. Also, go to the live stream section and you will see the replay. Also, as well, subscribe to our email address, our email list, excuse me. Okay, so you know when I'm going live, so you don't have to miss it. All right, and also too, I give a lot of great information via my email as well. Once you're on my email list. Which one do you recommend to start? The full 3 months or 6 weeks? Please, I'm very interested. It depends on you. It depends on what level of commitment, and also too. The 3 months is more so, how can I say this? It's more intense because it's longer. If you have large fibroids, I would recommend the 3 months. If you're trying to get pregnant, I would recommend the 6 months. And yes, we've helped women get pregnant. Dissolve their fibroids, dissolve uterine scarring, dissolve. I actually have my client case study of that in the link in my bio. She dissolved her fibroids. She reversed adenomyosis. She even got rid of precancerous cells in her cervix because they were about to diagnose her with cervical cancer. Yes. She got rid of that. By the end, her uterus was so healthy. She got rid of uterine scarring. She got rid of her blocked tubes. She worked with me for 6 months though. This wasn't a one-day thing, y'all. Some of you guys just want quick results in one day. No, it was 6 months commitment. 6 months. We wasn't playing. That was a one-on-one client. Okay. What is considered a large fibroid measurement-wise? I honestly have to say, over 5 centimeters is large. Okay, that's pretty large. Okay. Once you get there, what is it? Like an orange, size of an orange. That's large. Anything above 5 centimeters is large. Yeah, anything above 5 is large. If you have 2 or 3, let's say that's about 2 to 3 centimeters. You could just say that's large too. Like if you have several fibroids, even if they're small, that's just classify that as large. Multiple fibroids is also classified as large fibroids. Okay, so, but if you are like, listen, I can only do the 6-week womb healing experience, do that. Do that, but do something, right? Even if you don't work with me, do something. Don't just sit here with the fibroids and continue suffering. I want you guys to be free. I want you ladies to be free. As somebody that got rid of fibroids and also have helped hundreds at this point get rid of fibroids over the course of years, you don't understand the level of freedom like that you feel when you no longer have to deal with this. It's priceless. The level of freedom. When you don't have to deal with these heavy periods, when you don't have to rearrange your life and schedule your life around your period, when you actually can wear what you want to wear, you can wear white on your period if you want to. You can be on vacation, your period starts if you want to because it's not flooding. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So surgery is not going to save you. They will come right back. Surgery will not save you. They will come right back. What's going to save you is you getting to the root cause of the problem and doing the work and getting rid of fibroids. Now, I know that's going to be the hard. See, a lot of people don't want to do the work because that's considered the hard, the hard way. But here's the thing. That way is more rewarding because guess what? Number one, you don't have to cut into your uterus. That's number one. And number two, you're not just healing your womb, you're healing your body. Because when you have fibroids, again, it's a full body issue. There's lots of toxicity in the body. There's a lot of the organs are overloaded with waste. Our hormones are out of balance. So as you're doing the work of womb healing, you're healing your body. You're healing your hormones. You're restoring balance within your body and within your life. Because I told you guys, The womb is just a mirror to your subconscious mind. The womb is a mirror to what's going on. The womb, you have to understand how powerful the womb is. Not just on a physical level. Not just on a physical level. Your womb is very powerful on an energetic level. That's your feminine, like, that's your portal. And if there's an issue with the portal, there's going to be an issue. Again, that's going to reflect out into your life in many different ways. Right? So you have to address it. This is your life we're talking about, right? It's not just your womb. It's your life. Okay? And a lot of you guys want to have children. Then why are you not healing your wombs? So we just want to have children in wombs that are jacked up. we're gonna be honest on here. Wombs that are ridden with toxicity and inflammation. No, these babies deserve better. And then we wonder why. I don't know. I knew the numbers would drop when I say this, but I'm still gonna say that. I have to be honest. We wonder why all of these health conditions the children are coming down with, and we've normalized. That's not really normal. We have to do better. We have to do better. So it's important. We gotta do better, ladies. So if all of these things that drive fibroids, if they continue, all of these things that drive fibroids, the cortisol levels, the blood sugar, right? All of these things that are drivers of fibroids, the congested lymphatic system, the body's filtration system, the body just is recirculating waste. So if all of these things continue, the fibroids will continue to thrive and grow. If you want to get ahead of them, if you want to shrink and dissolve your fibroids, you have to provide a healthy environment in the body where the fibroids can thrive, the fibroids can grow. The fibroids are there because the environment in the body allows it to be there. Okay? So it's important that you understand and know that. So cutting out a fibroid without changing the environment, that's like you pulling out weeds and you're not changing the soil, right? The weeds are just going to grow again and again and again and again, just like the fibroids will continue growing. If y'all was here earlier, I don't know if she's still on here, but Whitney was saying that I helped her because of because of my instructions, helped her get rid of 3 fibroids. And many other clients, the same. People that are taking my courses, the same testimonial. And I've also helped her cancel her surgery. Okay, so if you have a surgery planned, like I always say in every live, cancel it. If you have a myomectomy plan, cancel it. Which of the programs should I choose is fibroids? So, okay, so let me know how big. That's a great question. If you guys want to ask me what program you want to choose as well, let me know in the chat. But let me know how big they are, whether you're having any fertility issues, because some women will tell me afterwards, hey, I'm also having trouble with getting pregnant. I need to know that up front, okay? Because that's always going to be our Detoxify Your Womb program. Let me know how many fibroids you have, how big they are. The bleeding, is it a lot? Because some women are bleeding every day with fibroids. So I need to know more about your situation, okay? Before I can tell you which one. But if you just want to start, if you want to, I don't want to say you just want to start, but if you want to, here's the thing, the 6-week womb healing experience, even if you have large fibroids, you can still take it. But I recommend to go higher because you have a large fibroid. That's going to be more work than somebody that has a 2-centimeter fibroid. That has just 1 2-centimeter fibroid, right? So, yeah. And if you've been dealing with fibroids for a long time, yeah. And make sure that you're also on my email list. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so I don't want to mess it up. But your last name is Moses, so, last name on here. Get on my email list. The link is in my bio. Get on the email list, okay? But let me know, give me more information about what's going on with you, with your fibroids, okay? So what don't they tell you about the surgery? And if you have a myomectomy, 5.5 on my period, 2 days are heavy. Okay, you have 5 fibroids or you're saying one is 5.5? Let me know. So what don't they tell you about having a myomectomy? And put a 1 in the chat if you've had a myomectomy or you've been told to have a myomectomy by your doctor, because that's what we're talking about today, okay? So what is it that they don't tell you about having surgery? Because they love to tell you to have surgery. They love to tell you to have a myomectomy, but there's also things that they're not telling you. We talked earlier about uterine scarring. The fibroids are 5.5. Wait, are they? Oh, are you saying? Oh, they're 5. They're all 5 centimeters. Okay. I would recommend the Detoxify Your Womb program. Okay. The longest program I have is 6 months. 5 is a lot. You can start with the 6-week womb healing experience, but for you, I would recommend the Detoxify Your Womb program. Okay. You can do the 3 months. If you have 5, that's quite a lot. Okay. So you check out more information. The link is in my bio. So this is what they don't tell you. I talked about earlier about the uterine scarring. They don't tell you that you are at risk when you cut into your uterus, ladies. You're at risk for uterine scarring. A lot of women have blocked tubes due to having fibroid surgery, due to having a myomectomy, right? Also, a lot of women have uterine scarring due to having a myomectomy. They don't tell you cutting into your uterus causes scarring, right? So this scarring can make it harder to get pregnant and cause other issues, right? So there's that. They also don't tell you about, well, some doctors will say that regrowth is very common. Fibroid reoccurrence after surgery is very common. Some doctors will brush it under the rug and make it seem like it's not a big deal, make it seem like it's rare. They'll lie to you. No. Almost every woman that has the surgery gets fibroids again. If they don't get fibroids, they get another estrogen dominant condition, because you guys know fibroids falls under the umbrella of estrogen dominance. So if you have if you have fibroids by default, you're estrogen dominance. And if you're estrogen dominant, you can easily develop another estrogen dominant condition, such as autoimmune disorders, even at breast cancer, uterine cancer, endometrial cancer. These are estrogen dominant cancers. Okay. So another thing that doctors are not telling you when you have when they talk about a myomectomy, another thing they won't tell you is that the blood loss. When you have fibroids, more than likely you already are anemic. Majority of women that have fibroids are anemic. They're bleeding way too much during their cycle. So then add to that surgery. Does that seem to make sense? Your body's already in a compromised state when you have fibroids. You're already highly inflamed. Your body's under a lot of stress, but then you add surgery on top of that, right? And then we wonder why we grow the fibroids right back. And then also too, they don't tell you about fertility complications due to the adhesions, due to the scarring. Okay. Also, just the emotional shock of going through this traumatic surgery. It's very painful. It's not a game. The emotional shock, right? And then this is the one nobody wants to talk about, but I want to talk about it because I've covered many stories like this during the times if you've been following me for any length of time, you know I've covered stories like this, women that have passed away due to having a myomectomy. It's not as uncommon as you think. It's not as uncommon as you think. I have a very good friend right now. Her best friend years ago passed away due to having a myomectomy. I had somebody reach out to me recently in my Facebook DMs telling me that her best friend that was married passed away recently due to having a myomectomy. This happened in America. Must be the country with the best healthcare, right? Both women in their 30s. So, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it when we can actually do this work naturally? You get better results when you do the work naturally. It's going to take longer, but it's worth it. Yes, it may be harder. Well, maybe not, because surgery is hard. But it's worth it. You don't have to go through pain to heal. You don't have to get cut open to heal. Okay? So, I didn't want this to be a super long line. We're almost at 50 minutes. I want to say for women that myomectomy or hysterectomy, Nia, are you just coming in? Are you just coming in? Because you probably, it sounds like you missed a whole lot just by that question. And if you did, you need to be on you need to click the link in my bio. Watch the entire live on YouTube. The link in my live stream section. Sorry, y'all, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Neither. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, did you watch the live? You could not have watched that live asking that question. Neither. You know what I will say? Like I've been saying this whole video, getting to the root cause of the problem and shrinking, dissolving your fibroid naturally. Stop having them cut into your body, and definitely don't have them take your uterus out. Come on now. Come on now. Fibroids can shrink naturally. I've been doing this for years. Helping women do this for years. Stop playing around with your body. Stop it, y'all. Anyway, for women that want to work with me, the 6-week womb healing experience is closing up this weekend. We are onboarding clients right now as we speak. So get in. This is our last cohort of the year, okay? 6 weeks, the rest of the year, work with me to the rest of the year. Let's shrink and dissolve these fibroids. Somebody asked, can we do it in 6 weeks? If you have large fibroids, we can significantly shrink your fibroids in 6 weeks. I've helped many clients do this. If you have smaller fibroids, we can get rid of them. If you have a smaller fibroid, we can help you get rid of it in 6 weeks. It's gonna take drastic changes on your part. You can't come in there playing. You gotta do the work, but I will lead you and help you along the way, okay? You just have to be open, all right? All right, ladies, that's it. Get on my email list. Click the link in my bio. Get on my email list. If you're watching from YouTube, click on the link in my description box. Get on our email list. I will not be on TikTok forever. Get on our email list, okay? The link is in my bio. Join the program if you need the help, okay? Get in this program. Don't go into 2026 still suffering with these fibroids. And if you have to ask, if this is not my plan to get help, what is my plan? Sit around and continue dealing with fibroids? Absolutely not. Do better, okay? Keeping fibroids is not only is it expensive because of all don't get me started with the medical visits and how much you're really spending keeping fibroids, but emotionally, it disrupts your entire life. There's people that don't have a sex life because of fibroids. There's people that don't feel comfortable dating because of fibroids. There's women that stay single because they can't have children due to fibroids. Or they don't think they can have children due to fibroids, so they just stay single. I don't want any woman to have fibroids literally cause them to make these drastic decisions that they don't want to make. To lose out on a piece of their life. Not on a piece of their life, lose out on a significant part of life because of fibroids. Don't let fibroids steal your dreams, right? Whatever they are, all right? So that's all, ladies. Listen, if you're just coming in, watch the replay. It's going to be on YouTube in the live stream section. My YouTube, the link is in my bio, okay? I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I hope that you guys cancel these myomectomies, okay? And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. If you want to work with me again, the link is in my bio. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye, YouTube.